Namaste!
Namaste.
Namaste, Adobe. Namaste,
Hey,
Techies.
namaste, Harjit. Namaste, Techies.
We are so goofy.
Our namaste went viral, right?
It really actually did go viral. I mean, we got like almost 1,000, viewers from our first show, and lots of great comments. Uh, People have been liking and saying, "Hey, we this is awesome. We want to see more of you frequently." So that is very encouraging, right? It was like, are we doing the right thing? Are we?
Exactly. I was very nervous, right? And so yeah.
Yeah, you were nervous.
Yeah.
So, but no, it looks like it's very encouraging. People are very positive. I haven't heard
Mhm.
anything negative from anybody, and um, people are also now starting to reach out and say, "Hey, can you talk about this thing, or can you talk about that thing?" And giving us feedback. So that is good. It's giving us more material to talk about in the future. So
Exactly, lot of useful comments in the comment section also in the last video, right? So
yes,
I would say like keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing it, right?
yes, yes. Yeah, keep spreading the word. Yes,
Yeah.
bring your friends.
Yeah.
you know, put our videos on a big screen and watch with your friends and family.
Yeah. Tell them what is Namaste Techies, right?
Exactly, exactly. So, anyways, I think we got a good show today too. We got something really cool, or something very interesting to talk about and share. Um, and that is going to be the Adobe Flash end of life.
Yeah.
So, right? So we all had known, we had a lot of warnings last year, um, you know, and it's been a talk for a long time, right? Like, oh yeah, Adobe is gonna, end support on, by this year, by this year, by this year, and then finally,
Yeah.
like December 31st, 2020, um, they went and it's done, right? There's no more support, and it's finished. So
Interesting thing is they had given us ample amount of time, right? I
yes,
think they announced it in 2017 or
yes,
something like that, right?
yes, yes. A long time. That's what I'm saying. It was a long time ago. They were giving warnings to, developers of applications and stuff that were dependent on Flash. Hey, this is happening. This is gonna happen. You better start rewriting your codes and your applications to be, not Flash dependent. And some of them were like, yeah, 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 whatever. And then, you know, 3, 4 months before, they were like really pushing this, and there was a lot of panic, like, oh my God, my stuff is gonna break, and
Yeah.
because like other browsers and stuff have also been pulling, Flash and all these, uh, third-party uh, extensions and plugins, out of their browsers, right, for more security and
Yep.
functionality. So, but here's the thing. So we've been asked, people have reached out to you and me and stuff about how do we uninstall, how do we get rid of Flash from all our systems? Uh, because some of their security products are now saying, hey, you have vulnerabilities on
Hmm.
these systems because Flash is no longer supported.
Yep.
So you have a blog post written by our friend Kanan,
Yep.
on and we will show that blog post in a second here, that goes through step by step in terms of here's what it is, here's how you deploy it, here's how we uninstall it, and so on and so forth. I wrote one. I managed to write one with some print screens myself on my own blog, and one of the things that uh, we want to emphasize is that Microsoft has provided a update, a patch,
Hmm.
right? It's
Hmm.
KB 4577586. I should buy a
Oh,
lottery
you
ticket,
you 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 got a good memory, man. Oh, wow.
I should go and buy a lottery ticket with those numbers. KB 4577586. So
It seems you did lot of work with this KB. It seems, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So this KB is gives you it's a very short uh, post by Microsoft and tells you what it is about, and it is an easy way for you to uninstall Flash from your systems. But Flash, if you have installed Flash like from third party, separately, then you have to uninstall those separately. This is Microsoft based Flash, right?
Mhm.
So the caveat here is that once you install this patch, you cannot uninstall it. You
Yeah.
are you are done, right? If you install it, you deploy it, and then the only way to get it back is either to do a restore point or to re-image your machine. That's the only way. So
Yeah.
just make sure that, okay, you really want to do it, and then get rid of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's really a good point. Yeah.
yes,
People should know it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So I always emphasize that. Um, so the other problem is that this patch or update is not available in WSUS, not available in Config Manager, right? It is. So people think, oh yeah, I'll just do the sync and it'll come down.
Yeah.
And I'll just deploy. No, it's not. It's not available. It will come available. Microsoft says early 2021. I'm thinking maybe March or something like that. March Patch Tuesday or maybe April Patch Tuesday is
Hmm.
when they will incorporate into the Patch Tuesday cycle, right? But for now, what you have to do is you have to import this patch. Uh, if you're just uninstalling it on one or two machines, then
Hmm.
you have to go to the Microsoft catalog, the update catalog, and then you put in the KB. I will show you how to do this,
Hmm.
um, and then you download and you manually install it, and it'll do it. But if
Yeah.
you're deploying it to hundreds of machines, workstations, and servers, then you have to use WSUS. You have to import it in your WSUS, and then sync it with Config Manager, and then do the deployment,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So there's some steps you have to take. So I think this is very important for us to share this information. So I'm gonna try this. Let's give it a try with a demo. Hopefully this works.
Yay. Namaste Techies first demo. Go for it.
All right. So I think we are looking at a web browser, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is how to manage Adobe Flash, how to manage devices website.
That's a good one.
So uh, if by now, if anybody is not familiar with Anoop's blog site, I think you've been living in a cave, like literally. you know, Anoop posts every day, every single day. Sometimes there are multiple blog posts every day. There are videos, and if you're not seeing it, then you're definitely completely cut off from the internet somehow. So, anyways, there's a blog post here. Manually import and deploy Adobe Flash, written by our friend Kannan here, um, who's a contributor on Anoop's blog site. A very, very smart guy. So as you can see, if you follow through, it's got all the details, the metadata, okay, all the steps, the catalog, and things like that. And this is something that I'm just going to show you, in a quick demo here. So when you're successful, you'll see a screen like this with greens. and so on. So I've also written a blog post, which I posted uh, last night, late last night. Again, you see I wrote in red here, once this update has been installed, it cannot be removed, manual installation steps, and so on. And then I do have uh, an issue, like you may run into an issue where you're unable to import uh, the patches, and it's not because of this particular patch, but it's an issue with your WSUS component and your browser that you're using. So there's a fix here. Um, it's a registry key that you add with a D word to enable, and then you can be successful with your import. So if you manually, let's say I want to install this patch on my laptop, this laptop that I'm dealing with right now. So you go to catalog.update.microsoft.com, which brings you to this page. And then in the search box, you just type in KB4577586. You do a search. And what you'll notice, and you're like, wait, there's a lot of these updates. Yes, that's because if you notice here, it tells you the products that they are for, as well as the architecture, 64-bit, uh, 32-bit, ARM, and so on and so forth, right? So, for example, I'm on a 64-bit architecture. I'm on Windows 10, and I'm on 20 H2. So this one here would apply to me. So if I'm doing, like, let's say, a server, I would choose like server 2019 or server 2016 or whatever you want. So let's say I'm choosing this one here. You just click on download. It opens this here. You can click it, or I usually, and then save it, somewhere. Okay. So I won't save it because I've already done it. And then you click and it'll launch and it'll install. So if you notice here, it says download. However, this does not import into WSUS because I don't have WSUS on this system. So I'm going to take you to my Hyper-V lab right now. So this is my lab. This is my config manager. And let me try to minimize this. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is launch, go to your WSUS, find your Windows Server Update console, which is this, right? Expand. So you will expand your server. Then you click on updates right here.
If you can just go full screen, probably that would be good.
Okay, I
Full
can do
window.
full screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's good. Yeah.
Interesting. The zoom it doesn't work now. It was working earlier. So you click on updates here, and on the right hand side, you will see import updates. You can also right click on this and say import updates. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to click here, import updates, and it will go directly to the Microsoft, the catalog website, which I already have open here. Okay, automatically. Sometimes you'll have an issue that this, when you type you search for the KB right here, it may not give you the option to add. The reason being is that it is conflicting with the browsers that you have on that server. So if you have like Chrome and Firefox and things like that, um, you will, it's best to, it should work in Chrome as well, but I've seen where sometimes I have to default my Internet Explorer one as the default, which will install the ActiveX control. provide you with this information. So, for example, again, you saw the same thing as you saw in my personal laptop, except that instead of saying download, now it says add, right? So, for example, if I say, you know what, I want this one here, 64-bit, and I've already added some of the other ones to import into my WSUS. So once you do add and you choose the ones that you want, you will go to the top right-hand side here where it says basket. You'll click on basket, and I hope this demo doesn't fail, because if it does, then we'll just continue with the blogs. So now it shows you, because I only added one, but if you added 4, 5, or whatever, you'll see all of them here. And you'll see all of these things listed in the blog post that Anoop has and I have as well. So once you see it, make sure you have this selected where it says import directly into Windows Server Update Services. That checkbox needs to be selected. It's usually selected by default, but just make sure it is. Once it is, you do an import. It'll open up another window. Okay, sure. I hope this doesn't fail here, but
I'm sure demo gods are with us.
oh, it is. It was successful. Yay! So this is what you want to see. You want to see green. You want to see a checkbox. But if you got that failed, and if you click on that failed, it'll give you that error code that I listed on my blog site. Then you have to add that registry key fix to redo this again. So once you are done with this, you can close out, as you don't need this anymore. And you're also done here. You don't need your WSUS console. What you need now is open up your config manager. If you're using that for your patching, you come to your software update library node, and then go to all updates, and then synchronize. Sure, yes. So you will see that if I just did a search, it won't show up right away, but I have imported the other ones before. 4577586. I've imported some of the server ones. So I've got 3 here, and the 4th one should show up once the sync completes. And I've got 2 systems that's telling me that that are required, that need this. The Server 2019, they are basically my test VMs that I have in this lab. So once you have done this here, they're not downloaded. So you'll have to download, following the usual mechanisms that you normally do, put it in a package, and then, deploy them. And Anoop has covered all of this on his blog. So that's what I wanted to show you. This is the easiest method to deploy this, what do you call it, update. The other thing I was going to show back, so back to the website, I also want to share a blog from our friend Ben Whitmore. Byte Ben is it's pretty common that you'll find on Twitter and stuff like that. He has written a couple of blogs. One is how to uninstall Adobe Flash with ConfigMgr, and another one is how to uninstall with Intune. Again, he has written a PowerShell script that you can get from his GitHub. He provides it here. He provides the steps. Thank you, Ben, for adding this in your version. I actually, when Ben wrote this PowerShell script, he only focused on Windows 10, but I reached out to him and said, it needs to include, give an option for, all the server architectures as well. And he added that suggestion. So that was really nice. So he walks you through. He's got all his steps. The way that Ben does his deployment is by using the application method. So he's not using the traditional Windows update methods. As you can see, he's creating an application with his script. So it's a bit different. So you got two choices. All right. So that was my quick demo. So again, don't forget to go to anoopcnair.com and do a search for Flash. There's a search functionality in the top right hand corner here, and then mine is simple hardjet.us, and you'll find that as well. And there's a search component as well. So that's short and sweet.
Okay, that's really cool. Thank you very much for presenting it, and the demo gods are with us, right?
Oh my
So
God!
it
Because
went
you know why?
well.
Because we started with Namaste Techies.
Exactly. So it's a
So
power of Namaste.
it's the power of Namaste. If you're nice and friendly,
That's
it's
cool. That's
you
cool,
see. So this
Sajid.
Namaste is like the Indians version of cross your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, did you want to add anything to what I explained, or like maybe the deployment from config manager or anything like that?
Yeah, I normally recommend to do it from patching side of the things, right? So it is pretty straightforward, and Ben did a great job to
Yes.
make it application so that we can add additional features to that, right?
Right.
So if you want to play around with application, then go with that. Otherwise, if you want to go with a simple and straightforward thing, probably the one Jit showed as the first option is the best one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have added a lot of good tips into your blog post, like error coming, like this is a real world example, right? People
Yes.
will get stuck with that error. They don't know what to do, right? Probably.
Yes.
So that's really good tips.
So I ran into a couple of things with when I was doing my thing with the importing. One was that error, the failed importing instead of the greens, and then that was fixed with uh, the reg key. But then I also ran into on my production servers at work where I wasn't having the ability to add, like for
Mm.
some reason, and it was conflicting with the. I had the default browser set as Chrome. I have Chrome on my site server, and I was like, it just kept opening Chrome, and even when I changed it, so there's an ActiveX control or plugin that gets when you first go to the catalog site, you know, in the bottom. I think I have to add that in my blog as well. I've got a print screen of it, and then I set IE as my default, and then it started working. So it was like, so you run into these things, you're like, but why? Why is not? So you can do the Google thing, and then you'll get some answers along the same lines, like, reset your browser, like completely reset it, and factory default it or whatever, and then that will fix it. And yeah.
Yeah, so it was good, right? And initially also you got a first tip, right? So that was something like if you install it, there is no going back,
There's no going
right?
back. Right.
So
So
that's
if you
that's
know
also
that you're
good.
going to need Flash, but you have to, um, weigh it with security. Do you still want it, or do you want to expose to security issues?
Mhm.
Because it just takes one incident, right, to penetrate your systems and then penetrate your network and your environment, and then it's game over. And it
Yeah.
starts from that one weak point, which is, and there are vulnerabilities out there. You know, People are trying. They're doing it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
so if you really, really need to use Flash for one particular application or one particular use case, then try to come up with an isolation mindset, right? Uh, Probably, build like a Hyper-V VM or something, or for the user, use VDI or something that's completely blocked out. They can
Yeah.
access the internal application, but they don't need to be exposed externally out, and it's all
Yeah.
connected, right? So
Yeah. That's another good tip, right? Restricted network, right? Probably, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Cool.
anyways, I think that was all we wanted to share for this particular episode. I mean, we wanted to focus on one thing or something like that, right? So people can absorb the information we're giving them. Uh, so, if there's nothing else, we can call this done.
Yes. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, like, whatever you can do.
Yes, help us. Yeah,
Yeah.
make this great.
Yeah.
So until next time, you know where to find us. We're all over social media, and and how to manage Anoop and Hajit. So
Okay, so
until
we
next
are
time,
signing off for
namaste.
Namaste Techies.
Bye.
Bye.